Hi, I'm Bea, and today we're at Crisis Text Line talking to a few of their brilliant and brave employees about what it's like to work where they provide free 24/7 crisis support through text. Today, we spoke about how to get self-care when you work in a stressful industry, how to design your career trajectory when you're just starting out, and what to do when dudes tell you you're too nice. I'm Bea Arthur. No, not that one. I'm an entrepreneur, licensed therapist, and women's advocate. And I'm stepping out to help women with their work issues, one office at a time.
I am a coach with the company, and my job is to basically oversee and train volunteers that come in through our process. The work that we do is important and it's meaningful, but sometimes you get those days where you're like, ooh, this is a lot. How do I compartmentalize what I'm doing and then not take it home with me? And then without the risk of burnout.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility and a lot of pressure. I was a domestic violence counselor for 2 years as well, so I know what it's like to have a job that it's emotionally rewarding, but also emotionally draining.
Yeah, rewarding and draining at the same time. So that balance is, I think, is very delicate. So.
Yeah, it is very delicate. But the thing is, when you are working in a field like that, that's very client-facing and everything feels urgent, you really have to remind yourself what you're in control of. You can't be responsible for these people. And also, thank God y'all are here. You know, who would they talk to if not for you? You know, and your coaches. You know, remind yourself not like, what do I have to do, but what do I get to do? You're doing really rewarding, meaningful work that lots of people are grateful for. And, you know, and the progress is really the powerful part of it. People are getting better because of you and what you do. So you can stay strong for them too.
I really like the way you put that.
Yeah.
It's about the progress.
Yes.
Sort of like, not what's happening right now, but sort of how far you've come.
So another really important thing to do for yourself is to maintain boundaries. It's really hard not to take these memories home and worry about the people that come to you all for help. So one thing, as soon as you leave the office, whether it's 6 or 7, turn off your work email. I know it feels like, I mean, y'all are in the crisis business, so you're like, but what if a crisis happens? There will be another crisis tomorrow. But really, self-care is super duper important. I mean, I'm sure you know this, and I'm sure you give this advice all the time. But it's like, physician, heal thyself, you know? Learn how to turn it off. Learn how to take your nights and weekends, because, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's the only way to make it emotionally sustainable. Hard boundaries.
I got super lucky. Coming out of college, I was like, what the heck do I want to do with my life? So our CEO was like, if you don't know what you want to do, why don't you come and try a bunch of different things? And so my role here is basically doing a little bit of product and a little bit of event planning and a little bit of community engagement. And so I'm trying a bunch of different stuff and saying, like, oh, I like this, maybe I don't love this. And so it's nice to have that opportunity, but I'm still like, how do you figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Oh my God. I feel like we could write a book on just that question. And the answer is nobody knows except you. And you're not going to know until you know. You're going to have to try a whole lot of things. It's kind of like love. It's a 99% failure rate. You know?
Yeah,
it'd be weird if you fell in I mean, in New York City, it's like 99.9.
Yes, exactly.
But it'd be weird if you fell in love with everybody you met, you know? So you just keep trying. And like, I mean, you're young, you know? Like, you've done a lot already, but like, you're going to learn more about yourself the more you go through your career. I mean, even now, from 23 to 33, you're going to change a lot.
Of course.
And things you love now, you probably won't love anymore, you know? So really be patient. And the most important thing is to learn as much as possible.
So I run communications. I basically oversee all of our brand partnerships, media marketing, PR. I'm really struggling at this point with some occasional feedback that I can be too nice sometimes, and that doesn't always translate well into a leadership role. So trying to figure out how to maintain my personality for what it is while also kind of commanding leadership.
First of all, never change. I'm going to get back to this, but let me explain why. Never, never change. So if you didn't have leadership skills, you wouldn't be here by that. Men in leadership roles never get told that they're too nice. And as we saw with the recent Google manifesto, it doesn't matter if you were doing your thing. If you're a woman, people are always going to see you as deficient. So you can't control what other people think of you. And in fact, it's none of your business. All you need to manage is taking care of your business and handling yours. And why would you lose yourself for a change of personality? You got here by doing exactly what you're doing without thinking about it. And every time you second guess yourself, that's when you always let yourself down. And because then just nothing's natural. And everybody's looking for authenticity now, especially with a service like this. So I say trust your gut. Don't change for anybody. In fact, never change. being a woman isn't a deficit. It's not a knock against you or your personality or your capabilities. But I mean, if you're too nice, someone will say you're flirty. If you're too mean, somebody will say you're the B word, you know? So it really is like you can't win. But I will say the number one thing that I see women do that does diminish them in people's eyes is apologizing a lot. So people are always like, sorry, 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 because all that does is admit guilt. Even if you haven't done anything wrong, even if you're just trying to be kind.
Sorry for speaking in this meeting, but
Right. Why would you apologize? You know, really like widen your vocabulary. So it's excuse me, or let me just say something, you know, and that is more forceful and more assertive. You know, you are there to drive the ship, and you have to remind yourself who you are and remember why you're there. So what did we learn today? If you work in a very challenging field, you're also going to have days that feel challenging. No matter what time you stop, make sure to leave your work at work. A lot of people feel a lot of pressure to know exactly what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Learn more about what you like to do, and eventually you are going to learn what only you can do. And lastly, we learned to never ever change your personality for a job. So really own who you are, and whatever anybody else sees as a weakness, learn to turn it into a strength and step into your power. Can you tell us more about Crisis Text Line and how people can find y'all?
So we're a free 24/7 crisis support service through text. So you literally text 741 741. It's right up the left side of your keypad, and you're connected with a trained crisis counselor. Then on the flip side, we also have an online training program to become a crisis counselor. So you do the training and the crisis counseling from a home computer.